Welcome back to Movie Moments. In this video we're going through a full recap of latest and fourth installment of John Wick franchise. If you're new to our channel, just hit the subscribe button to get all the latest movie updates. Before we start, we will warn you of heavy spoilers ahead. And if you're ready, let's get into it. The path to defeating the High Table is discovered by John Wick. But before he can procure his opportunity, Wick should go head-to-head against another adversary with strong coalitions across the globe and powers that transform lifelong companions into enemies. The story begins with John Wick and the Bowery King are underground in New York City, preparing to take revenge on the High Table. He goes to Morocco and kills the Elder, the person who sits over the table. In response, Winston, manager of the New York Continental Hotel, and Charon, his concierge, are summoned by the Marquis Vincent de Gramont, a senior member of the High Table. Winston is advised by de Gramont that the entire High Table has provided him with unrestricted resources to locate and eliminate John Wick. He reprimands Winston for failing to kill John. De Gramont executes Charon, detains Winston from his managerial duties, declares him excommunicado, and destroys the Continental as punishment. De Gramont then travels to Paris and recruits Kane, a retired blind High Table assassin who is an old friend of John's, to kill him. If Kane doesn't kill John, he will kill Kane's daughter. John takes refuge at the Osaka Continental, run by his friend Shimazu Koji. De Gramont's assassins, led by his right-hand man Chitty, arrive with Kane to kill John. Akira, Koji's daughter and the hotel's concierge, orders the hotel evacuated and joins her father, John, and the hotel's staff in fighting off the High Table's assassins, leading to Akira being wounded. In his escape, John fights off another wave of assassins, followed by Kane. They are interrupted by a tracker, a term for a bounty hunter, who calls himself Mr. Nobody. He lets John go after deciding the contract money to be insufficient. Akira also escapes, but Kane kills Koji. At Karen's gravesite, John returns to New York and meets a vengeful Winston. John should take on de Gramont in a duel because if he wins, he will no longer be bound by the High Table. Per the table's customs, John can demand a duel in the interest of a crime family. John returns to the Ruska Roma syndicate by going to their Berlin headquarters, where he had previously broken off all ties. In exchange for John killing Killa, a German High Table senior who murdered her father, his adoptive sister Katya agrees to bring John back. John breaks into Killa's nightclub, but Killa already knows that Kane hit him, so he plans an ambush using a fake poker game. He gets away, kills Killa, and regains his status in the Ruska Roma by taking one of his golden teeth as a trophy. John then challenges de Gramont in writing through Winston, who also asks for the rebuilding of the New York Continental and his reinstatement as manager if John wins. In a meeting that is moderated by the Harbinger, the emissary of the table, John and de Gramont decide the parameters of their duel in Paris. A reluctant Kane is chosen by de Gramont to fight in his place. John is informed by the Harbinger that Winston and he will both be executed if he does not appear on time. The Bowery ruler shows up in Paris to give John a weapon and another ballistic suit. With a $26 million bounty on John, de Gramont tries to keep him from going to the duel. On his way to Sacré-Cœur, John fights off a lot of assassins, including Mr. Nobody, who offers de Gramont a bounty of up to $40 million but stops after John saves his dog from being killed. John fights his way up the stairs to the Sacré-Cœur with the assistance of Kane. Chitty nearly kills John, but a vindictive Mr. Nobody kills him instead. In addition to Mr. Nobody, John and Kane narrowly make it to the summit in time for the duel. Each causes serious injuries for the other through 3 rounds of dueling, with the third round finishing with John being mortally injured. De Gramont demands the right to perform the coup de grâce, John being unable to stand up, and Kane takes John's place for the 4th round. De Gramont, on the other hand, was unaware that John had not fired in the 3rd round, allowing John to shoot and kill him with his still-chambered gun. The Harbinger awards Kane and John their independence from the high table, and restores Winston's situation. Before peacefully passing away from his injuries, John thinks about his marriage and life. John was buried next to his late wife, Helen, by Winston and the Bowery Kings sometime later. In a post-credits scene, Kane gets back to Paris to rejoin with his little girl, however is drawn closer by the vindictive Akira, who waves a weapon. What do you think in the new John Wick movie? Is it going to be the last installment after John's death? Or is it going to be just a huge twist because John somehow did survive? Let us know in the comments. And for more movie recap, just hit the subscribe and bell button to see the latest movie updates. Thank you for watching.